Hi Megan. So we're doing our presentation on the historical city of Angkor Wat by me and Amanda.
This is a picture of Angkor Wat.
You'll see it better on your side. So about Angkor Wat. So Angkor Wat is a temple complex in Cambodia, which is in the southeastern side of Asia. It is the largest religious monument in the world, and it stretches over 400 kilometers squared. Angkor Wat means city of temples or temple city in the Khmer language. There was originally a Hindu temple owned by, or created by Hayavardhan II, and it was later transformed into a Buddhist temple after it was abandoned and the Chinese took over. It is also one of the largest archaeological sites in operation in the world. So here's a video.
Don't bring bad breath on a date. Bring settle.
Angkor Wat was an engineering masterpiece. Everything the Khmer had learned over hundreds of years of temple building and engineering great water projects came together in the construction of the jewel of their civilization. Most striking of all was the scale of the construction. Angkor Wat covers an area more than 4 times larger than the Vatican City. And this created huge challenges for Suryavarman's engineers. During the monsoon, the land becomes saturated and expands. After the monsoon, it dries out and contracts. Laterite was a core building material of all Khmer temples, stretching right back to the Rongchen Temple in the Kulan Hills. Now it was being used to help solve the Khmer's greatest engineering challenge.
How do you build high with such heavy material as the sandstone? Well, look behind the facade, and what do you see? You see that it's filled with this very lightweight, porous material called laterite. It's a kind of ancient breeze block.
But Richard Engelhardt thinks that the use of laterite was only part of the solution. He believes that Angkor Wat is still standing today because of the water surrounding the Great Temple.
In the ideal Khmer structure, you cannot separate the building from the moat. They are inextricable. They are symbiotic, and you cannot have one without the other, both in the terms of the design and the conception of what we are building and the civil engineering features of it.
The construction of the moat surrounding Angkor Wat was a huge operation. It's estimated laborers removed enough silt and sand to fill the Empire State Building 1.5 times. Its perimeter is over 3 miles, and it is 650 feet wide.
Then, the moat fills with water. Water is heavier. It's more dense than laterite and earth. So the weight of the water is actually heavier than the weight of the materials you've taken out.
Richard believes the weight of the water in the moat pushes back against the downward force of the stone temple.
The moat is essential to the success of the entire structure. Without the moat, the structure could not stand. The two are completely part of one holistic engineering system.
So the reason why that video is so important is because of the symbiotic nature between Angkor builders' archaeology and the fact that without the moat it wouldn't be standing. It's built in kind of like a marsh area, and if it wasn't for the engineering creativity, it would sink. And also we explained it in the paper as well, but there's an underwater pumping system that tourism uses to get water to the tourists and everything from the moat. And if that moat and the construction wasn't together pushing against it, it would collapse. And that's just kind of like what the video was saying.
So the demographics and trends to Angkor Wat is typically the wealthy, well-traveled people who go there. They're more experienced, they've traveled a lot, and they have a lot of discretionary income. they can use for traveling. Pilgrimages are popular for people to go and learn more about their religion, as well as the movie Tomb Raider was filmed at Angkor Wat, so a lot of movie lovers like to go and visit the sites where some of the movie was filmed. And historical and religious tours are popular because it's such a huge historical site, and people go to learn about different religions and learn more about their own religion.
So here's a map of it. So Angkor is situated in this part here of Southeastern Asia, and that is a tourist guide or map of a small map of the area. So for SWAT, the strengths are so among many other historical cities and temples, Angkor Wat is deemed an eighth wonder of the world. 28% of ticket revenue goes back into the restoration of Angkor Wat. An influx of tourism from the fastest growing city in Cambodia, Siem Reap. So they also built an airport, and because of the building of the airport, more tourists went to Cambodia.
The airport made it more accessible to tourists.
Angkor is boosting the government of Cambodia's economy. Tourism to Angkor has quadrupled since the construction of the new airport at Siem. Tourism inflated again after restorations to the temples in 2015, and it has also created a lot of jobs for the local economy. So the weakness, so it's a fast-growing. Tourism is really fast-growing in Angkor, and there is little regard for sustainability. Angkor will most likely be destroyed in the long run if there's no sustainability practices put into place. Other buildings of Angkor had previously been demolished for new development. So before, we talk about it later in the presentation, but LiDAR went through and scanned everything to discover all the temples and cities. They were destroying these old monuments to build up. Widespread underground water pumping systems. This could threaten the foundation of Angkor Wat, which is what I mentioned in the video prior to this. And UNESCO has even warned Cambodia to find different water pumping practices, or else, again, the monuments will collapse on the inside.
So some opportunities. If they properly sustain a market in Angkor Wat to tourists, the people of Cambodia have the potential to come out of poverty. So if they help, if they sustain the tourism, then they'll have jobs for longer, and they can have more money and bring in more tourists, so they can get out of poverty. To limit the amount of travelers, it makes it more desirable for tourists, and they can also increase the price of getting there because it's more unique, I guess. They can create their own hotels, so the country keeps the profit from the hotels, so it's not all going to foreign companies. It has not even been fully explored yet, and we can still learn from the city's architectural advancements. So the moat.
Okay, so some threats. Tourism can generate irreversible damage to the tangible and intangible cultural heritage. So the monuments, the temples, and a lot of the artifacts that you find around the cities, as well as obviously like the cultural heritage that we learned heritage. And Angkor Wat does not have the proper infrastructure in place to sustain all the tourism traffic, so they don't have a proper tourism infrastructure in place. And then Cambodia is just pushing all of the tourism through so they can generate more income. Since they're one of the poorest countries in the world, they want to build off of Angkor. There has been an economic growth of 95% because of Angkor Wat. However, the hotels are foreign and own 80% of their food are foreign owned, and 80% of the food is imported. So the local economy is not benefiting from the tourism. Angkor Wat can ultimately be destroyed from all of the tourism traffic, as mentioned in the weaknesses. Oh, this is where the center of the complex, just as it's sketched out, it would collapse from the center of Angkor underground.
So visitor services. The visitor services at Angkor can help you exchange your currency, and the currency is the Cambodian real, provide maps and other information required for your trip. They'll answer any of your questions. They can provide you on information on where to eat and where to stay. So this can help, like, if you want to like eat where the locals eat, everything is good to ask so that you can get more of their culture out of what you're eating. And as well, they can inform you on the dress code, which is really important. The dress code for visiting the temple is long pants covering the knee and shirts that cover the shoulders. Visitors that aren't aware of this are frequently refused entrance when wearing more revealing clothing. You have to respect the beliefs of the Buddhist people, and when you're entering their temples, you have to dress appropriately. So it's important to know the dress code.
So, in some interpretation measures that are put into place in Angkor, they have signage throughout the monuments, mostly in English and Khmer, but there are also some in Chinese as well. They offer tours in different languages, such as Chinese, German, Japanese, French, English, Khmer, obviously, and Italian. They offer a few more, but those are the 7 that I know off the top of my head from our research.
So staff and training, they have people taking tickets, managers, marketing, construction workers, visitor services, tour guides, translators, cleaners, and there's obviously a few more. All the staff have to undergo training on the protection and conservation of the site, so they all have to know how to work conservatively in order to do the least damage to the site as possible. As well, they will be properly trained in their field of work, like taking tickets and giving tours. And everyone has general knowledge about the site, so if tourists ask some questions, they'll be able to answer.
So for artifact care, there's quite a bit of it that goes into. So villagers used to cut off pieces of the statues and sell them. So like when they were destroying the monuments beforehand. Since 1992, when UNESCO declared Angkor Wat a National Historic Site, it protects the temples from these burglaries and vandalisms, and it's putting effort into restoring the complex. So as of 1993, the ICC Angkor has created a scientific program dedicated to the scientific restoration and conservation of Angkor Wat. The ICC Angkor, it's in our paper. Just read it. So other partnerships that they use are LiDAR as well, just as mentioned earlier. So these are some of the monuments and artifacts that you'll see when you go through Angkor or like in some museums. And then here's a video explaining what Angkor is. Oh, sorry, what LiDAR is.
LiDAR works in a similar way to radar. It scans the ground by sending out 1 million laser points every 4 seconds and analyzing the information reflected back. The time it takes for each pulse to break through the trees, hit the ground, and return is measured. The results are then mapped. The shapes revealed are the footprints of structures from the long-lost capital of the Angkorian Empire.
We get this data back to the office, we can click a button, strip those trees from the picture, and really for the first time see those cities of Angkor emerge in incredible detail on the computer screen in front of us.
The jungle is removed in an instant. The LiDAR data renders an outline of everything on the surface of the land. The glory of Angkor Wat becomes a ghostly outline of digital points. But LiDAR also reveals subtle indentations on the ground. And these reveal the shape of the old city. Angkor Wat is shown to be surrounded by the ghostly outline of a vast metropolis. And we can use this data to rebuild the city of Angkor as it would have looked over 900 years ago.
just a more detailed explanation of what LiDAR is, and it's truly how they discovered the historic site, and what really made it tourism boom to the area was because of LiDAR. So more artifact care. Angkor Wat is legally protected under multiple laws and decrees through Cambodia. So some of them are the royal decree of the zoning of Angkor, Siem Reap in 1994. Siem Reap again is the closest, largest city to Angkor Wat, where most of the tourism comes from. The law on the protection of the natural and cultural heritage of 1996. The decree of the creation of the APSARA National Authority, so Authority for the Protection of the Site and the Management of the Angkor Region of 1995, and the number 70 SSR government decision of 2004, which is providing land use of Angkor Wat, indicating them as a state property.
So marketing, the religious temple mainly promotes itself as a historical destination. After people first realized what it was, and after the LiDAR video went out, it pretty much sold itself. People were interested in coming to visit it. Word of mouth again, people visit, post it on social media, and all their friends want to come. International promotion through UNESCO. When it was declared UNESCO World Heritage Site, they got international promotion through that. Historical documentaries about the temple. There are a few documentaries online. People can watch them before going to visit Angkor to learn a bit more about itself, or about it before.
So here's a really beautiful picture of what Angkor is. Too bad we can't see it through the video. Some events on scene.
Events. So the International World Heritage Youth Forum. It's Living with Heritage, Temple, Environment, and People. So there's 33 countries involved, and it's for youth aged 18 to 20 who are interested in learning more about world heritage, its protection, and conservation. So they're really trying to promote the conservation of the site by teaching youth about how to work conservatively. I think it would be useful to have this event for more age groups so that everyone learns about the conservation of the temple, so it can stick around longer and they can, And as well, they have the Angkor Empire Full and Half Marathon. So throughout the marathon, you pass many religious monuments. You start and finish in front of Angkor Wat ruins, and the marathon raises money for development projects in Cambodia. So it's good for the economy, it brings in money for Cambodia, but it could be argued that there's destruction to the sites during the run because people can step on some artifacts unknowingly, destroy some historical stuff.
And the picture that you saw here, that is of the International World Heritage Youth Forum. So that was just a picture taken during one of the things.
And this is just a course map of the marathon. So you start at the ruins of Angkor, and you run through part of the temple and into one of the cities, and you get to see the site.
So some funding, budget, and grants. So as mentioned before in the strengths, 28% of ticket revenue goes back into restoring the monuments and the temples and the rest of the complex. Angkor Wat gets money from the private owners and sponsors. The private, so I can't really find any of them. Italy has gained $565,000 US to their UNESCO Italy Fund Trust. This money is for the purpose of safeguarding the temple and restoring it as well. Italy has contributed $200,000 US to the temple's restoration, and the west moat, north half, west steps, and north expansion of the temple grew by 70 meters with the Italy, the money that they contributed to Angkor Wat.
So Silcomex. Silcomex is a private group, and they have managed Angkor since 1999. It's a company of Cambodia, and it's involved in petroleum product import, infrastructure development, hotel management, and airlines. So they're very involved in the tourism industry. And without them, there wouldn't be as much tourism because they wouldn't have hotels and the new airport. They collected fees from ticket sales, and they shared it with the government. They favored tourists who stayed in their hotels by letting them skip the ticket lines. So the tourists weren't treated fairly, and a lot of them had complaints about this. And they were just in it for the money. They were keeping most of the money for themselves. So because of this, the government took over the management of Angkor Wat in 2006 to ensure that all tourists were treated equal. And now the money from the tickets like we said before, goes back into the restoration of the temple. So like I just said, there's a partnership with Socomex that recently fell through. The UNESCO World Heritage Site helps promote them helps promote them internationally, and it gives them a higher status. And LiDAR helps them to discover how the temples were and restore them back to their original states.
Also, some fun facts about Angkor Wat. So, in the beginning of the presentation, I mentioned Khmer King Ayabarman II. So he established a dictatorship over the Khmer states, which is known like all of Angkor Wat, the metropolitan city. Oh my God! And he established a sovereign reign and dictatorship over all of them, making himself the king. So he created created what we know now as Angkor Wat, and declaring these unified states as Cambodia. The monument is showcased on their national flag, as it is to show how proud they are of their heritage. And then a couple fun facts about the monument. So as mentioned earlier, Tomb Raider was filmed there. So Tomb Raider with Angelina Jolie was filmed in Ta Prohm, which is one of the cities in Angkor. It's a 12th century city in Angkor. Thanks to the movie, it brought in more tourists to the area for the love of the movies and exploring the sites where they were filmed and everything like that. And then actress Angelina Jolie adopted a child from Angkor after the filming of the movie was done.
So our sources, and that is our presentation on Angkor Wat.
Thanks for watching. How do I pause it? Bye.